difficult. The other is, it depends on the neighborhood you're living in and your lifestyle and your cognitive style. The factors associated with long life, I mean, loneliness is a big study and there's a lot of literature on it, but purpose in life, having humor, and the capacity to deal with separation. That means not to get too upset by losses. And of course, exercise and diet are the factors associated with sociological factors associated with long life. But certainly, loneliness is the perceived sense of loneliness is increasing. People feel more and more lonely, and modern life with phones and cars, we don't interact with our neighbors, we get in a car and buzz off. So there are all sorts of factors driving it, and it's having consequences.
Lawrence Banda here, there is some sort of truth in the fact that the people who lose their partner die fairly, quickly compared to others. Is that any sort of study published on that? Or?
The mortality in the year after your partner's death is very high.
Very high, yeah. That's part of loneliness, isn't it?
Yeah. And grieving. You can die of a broken heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but I think at this, these are again unstudied opinions. Being connected and being engaged and being purposeful and wanting you are being perceived as being contributing in some way to community is, I think, is essential for health and wellness, I think.
Absolutely. A lot of evidence to support that. Social support is a huge salutogenic factor in health and longevity.
And that's one of the things that we had to recreate when we migrate.
Yeah.
But of course, we stayed here for so long that we created new communities. But that's something that we have to keep in mind, I think.
One of the earliest studies done, epidemiological studies done, were on Japanese migrating to America. And there was definitely a high incidence of mortality due to heart disease amongst those Japanese who did not form connections once they went to America. They were the ones who were getting the heart attacks, not the ones who made friends quickly with Americans or amongst themselves. And that's documented. Many studies have supported that.
One comment on your paper, Narada, is this, under exercises, you didn't mention the 150 minutes a week that a lot of people are recommending. How long do you recommend we should do these exercises for? The other question I have, which is in relation to sleep and CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. I'm going to Japan on Monday, and I did a course on Japan's culture, and I never knew that Buddhism had three forms called, and that there was Pure Land and Zen and Thengana, and I was interested. Pure Land and Zen are the two most dominant ones in Japan, and certainly in terms of CBT, there are two techniques which have clearly been stolen by the CBT therapists from Japanese Buddhism. One is the Pure Land method, where you focus on three items like mandalas or saying mantras, or there are three techniques in Pure Land Buddhism. In Zen Buddhism, you empty yourself out. And both of those techniques are very much part of the cognitive behavior therapy for sleep. You adjust it according to which some people can't empty their mind out. So you then use the focusing technique if they can't do it. So I thought it was interesting in terms of the questions asked on not using drugs for insomnia.
Yeah, I think in Sri Lanka we practice Theravada Buddhism.
Right.
which is slightly different from Japanese. But you're right. I think yes, in Zen Buddhism, they have a lot more freedom. I think now even the priests can get married, and so whereas Theravada Buddhism is more a strict type of Buddhism.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it the difference is organizational
yeah, it is
The
just
philosophy is the same.
philosophy is the same, but it's all been changed. It's just like Christianity has Catholicism, Church of England, and different forms, but the basic teaching and the Bible is the same. It's exactly the same in Buddhism too, but we have all adopted it to various different ways of thinking and different cultures, and as time went on, people took what they wanted from it and changed the rest.
Narada, sorry to intervene, this Theravada Buddhism involves like these temples, the Hindu temples and all, most of the Buddhists in the Katragama and all.
Really, in Buddhism, you don't need temples. It's just like I think what Christ said.
No. What I'm saying in Sri Lanka, most of the Buddhists go to these temples.
Yes, that is a corruption.
That is Theravada. I thought it's a part of Theravada.
Yes, you know why? That is a form of Hinduism that we are practicing. We are not really practicing Buddhism. Buddhism is an individual religion. You practice it for yourself. You don't need anyone else. As you said, just if you have to follow the Buddha's teachings. I mean, you have to study it. It's not just the 5 precepts that we all know. It's a very much deeper thing. But none of us especially Sri Lankans don't know much Buddhism. Sri Lankans are tamasha Buddhists. What they do is they have big drums and peraharas and all these ceremonies, and it's all, none of that is Buddhism. It's exactly like in Christianity. Christians don't need a church, our organized Catholic churches and this and that. What they need is just practice what was taught. That was all. And Buddhism is a very individual religion. In fact, it's a very selfish religion, because in Buddhist, you only concentrate on yourself. You don't concentrate on others. But in concentrating on yourself, you do good to the others, like the animal kingdom, to the other human beings, even to the plant kingdom. It's part of the practice of Buddhism. So really all these temples, and as the Vikramachandran asked, why are we having devalas inside temples? I mean, that is not Buddhism. Buddhism didn't tell us to go to Katragama god or to any other god or anything. It's a very individual thing.
Because they go to Nagadeepa and all, no?
Huh?
A lot of Buddhists go to Nagadeepa.
Yes, no, Nagadeepa is just a tourist attraction. Yeah, there's nothing special about Nagadeepa. It's just that I think they believe, but it's all wrong. They believe that Buddha visited Nagadeepa, but there is no historical fact to say that Lord Buddha ever went out of India.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the next slide is what we talked about earlier, so it's no point wasting time. That taking a nap in the afternoon is good.
In relation to your discussion, there is a book very recently published. It's not to do with Buddhism, but Christianity. And it's called, the title is Holy Fools.
Yeah.
That's all about these myths and things and in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I think what has happened is all religions have got organized. For the for the priests and various people have organized the religion to make money.
Yeah.
It's a money-making affair.
Yeah.
Okay. What is happiness?
Getting together with your batchmates.
Yeah, happiness is a form, is a chemical thing.
Serotonin.
Oxytocin.
And wearing this device.
Okay, we can go to the next slide, I suppose.
Physical touch and all.
This is something I think Sam is gone. I think Sam was interested in this one time about the microbiome, and I think Karunian, you were talking to us about microbiome, if I remember right. This is the new thinking now. Everything is to do with with us is to do with the gut.
The 100 trillion cells in our gut.
Yes.
Organism.
Yes. So I think the gut is a second brain, isn't it?
Huh? Second brain.
The gut is a second brain.
Yes.
The gut feeling.
So
It is. I think it's normally where the chemical center of the body.
What this is trying to say is because we have our gut microbes have been developed over so many million years, and since we discovered antibiotics, we have been damaging our gut. I think this is what they are trying to say, because before that, I think people people didn't have various types of medicines, but you got better because there was the gut was responsible for the immune systems. And now what is happening is, I think for everything we take antibiotics and various other forms of medication, those medications alter the bowel, the microbiome, and then that is the reason why they are saying that there is more allergies, asthma, various diseases, and also younger generation developing cancers, especially gut cancer. Now, I think it is in the next slide. If we go to, modern best, yeah. This is the thing. I think we were taught that bugs were bad and that to kill everything. It impacts every part of our health, affecting the brain function, mood, fertility, susceptibility to weight gain, illness, allergies. These are all things that affect your microbiome, and then the damage collectively wrought on our ancient primitive microbiome, disconcerting and very dramatic rise in the epidemiology of chronic disease. Next slide. I think this we talked about. Factors that help.
Cancer.
Yeah. This is the one that helps. Factors that help the microbiome is high fiber diet, risk of diabetes, obesity, stroke, and cancer drops. Minimum, you must eat 7 grams of fiber a day, but ideally is about 30 grams. Fiber is a non-digestible complex sugar, usually from plants. Acts like a gel in the gut, absorbing some toxins in our diet and helps in vitamin D absorption. Other factors help in the microbiome are intermittent fasting. Again, we are coming to that intermittent fasting thing, has an important anti-inflammatory effect. Probiotics also help in cholesterol. Exercise alters, again, the exercise is very important for everything. Now, exercise has become the modern medicine for everything. Alters the microbiome and its ability to metabolize food. Next slide. The next one. Right, modern medicine. Yeah, we read through this slide. Next one. Okay. A helpful rule is what's good for our physical, mental health is good for our microbiome. See friends and family, which we talked about earlier, socialize, play, interact, and if you get someone to kiss them. 10 seconds of kissing gives 80 million bacteria to your partner.
Brilliant.
So don't forget.
Next time.
I hope these bacteria are good bacteria.
I think it's a chance you have to take. Okay.
Depending on whom you want to kiss.
This I think we don't have to waste time because you all know this, I think. Black tea, apples, berries, and even a bit of dark chocolate could help you keep your mind sharp, according to studying the effects of flavonoids on cognition. So flavonoids could be a nutrition for aging brain. Next slide, yes. I think we are coming to the end, I suppose. Yes.
Well
I
done,
have a
Narada.
Hopefully, I brought up some subjects there just
Oh.
for people to talk about next time.
Very
and-
useful. Very
Narada,
useful.
I can go back to the guts because the Ayurvedic physician believe in the gut, isn't it?
Sorry? Ayurveda, yes.
Ayurvedic treatment believes in the gut.
Yes.
Because most of the treatment they give a purgative.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's an ancient belief.
Yes.
Narada, I have a question for you. Narada,
Yeah. Yeah.
what are your views on taking supplements?
Supplements are useful, Sam. I know you are a great believer of supplements because they don't damage your microbiome. They don't damage anything else. It's the medications that we take for other reasons are the ones that cause problems. So as long as supplements are not damaging anything of your system, there is absolutely no harm.
Because one of the things that I always take is the vitamin D3 and K2, which has been since COVID.
Yes.
Because found that a lot of the patients had low levels of vitamin D in their system, and they were given, and quite a few of them recovered, they say. And to take vitamin D3 obviously helps with the absorption of calcium, and the K2 makes sure the calcium that is absorbed gets to your bones and doesn't get deposited in arteries.
I think, Pam, you must present us something about the supplements next meeting.
No, I will think about it, but I won't commit myself right now.
This is a very interesting topic that you have chosen, Narada. Well done.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
No, I thought I'd just cause controversy so that people, instead of just doing science,
generated a lot of knowledge base for how to live in your elder years. Especially focused towards us.
These are more useful at our age than this clinical didactic teaching, like going to school. Sit down and listen 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
We have gone past that point,
Sorry, we had to go.
Under here, I got to say something. My elder brother, whom you all know, because he was, is dying. He has got a very serious illness, which you all heard of, I'm sure, and know a lot about. And it's affecting all the neurons in in the brain. And he's got a second opinion as well from a specialist, but he's got motor neuron disease without any doubt. And it's the very rapid form of the disease. He's 88 now, and they don't give a time limit, but it's going to be very quick. Anyway, that's the sad news, and I asked him whether I should let you know, and he said that's okay to let you guys know.
The sad part of the motor neuron disease is that he'll be going down, but his conscious level is very high.
Very high. Some
Yes,
good things
eventually it ends in
So
euthanasia.
Banda, please do convey our wishes to him. He was a wonderful person. I got to know him not only in the anatomy blog, but I met him subsequently in California, and I had the deepest respect for him.
Yes.
What a would
Banda,
you
he's in Melbourne, no?
can I send an email or a?
Banda, is he in Melbourne or Sydney? Melbourne or Sydney? Is he in Melbourne?
It's sad.
Banda?
Banda is in Sydney or?
Banda,
Sorry?
is he in Sydney or Melbourne?
He's in Sydney.
Sydney.
Banda, he sent me an email during the time he was trying to talk. Has he got an email? Is there any way we can communicate our wishes to him, Banda?
Yeah, you got the email. I think Maruf, you got it already. I don't have it handy with me, but if you don't, I'll send it to you. But
Can you
Maruf, you
please?
got the email. And Karina, I think I sent it to you as well.
Yeah, I think we did communicate, but I would like to at least communicate my thanks and wishes to him. Yeah.
You wanted to come to take the medicine.
Okay.
This motor neuron disease is not rare. This is the third person I have come across who is having motor neuron disease.
Yeah,
What is the trigger at this age?
Incidence is going up, especially in America.
This is the third or fourth person I have come across.
Yep.
It's very sad because they are conscious, They know what's going on. The motor function goes up. The sensory
Especially
function
in his case, he did his PhD in neuroanatomy. He knows all about what's happening to him. So it is said he can't at the moment. He can't use his fingers, so he can't use even the phone or the computer, and he's finding difficulty in walking. His eyelids are drooping, so there's some problem with vision as well.
The final thing is, the sad part is the euthanasia. They give a high dose of the sleeping drug and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult challenge it's a very, very difficult challenge for people to deal with. But I had a friend of mine and his wife, and they brought him. He was an anesthesiologist, she was a pathologist, and in New York. And I saw her go down over a period of a year and a half or two. They gave her GI feeding and all that. But she slowly went down. But she had developed some communication ability using the eye movement of the eye.
Okay.
High level communication device which she used.
Yeah, at the moment he's trying to get his grandson, who's only about 14, is teaching him how to use the phone by giving commands to the phone rather than using the fingers. So he's learning that you can use that voice control.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I just want to thank Maru for organizing this meeting and Narada for a very good topic. Thank you so much. It's really good. I enjoyed it.
Maru, I presume you have recovered well from your herniorrhaphy. Doing good. So do you?
It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here, so I've got to.
Banda, you go to sleep if you have to, Banda. Thank you very much for keeping up.
Take care, Banda.
Thank you. Thanks.
This time say that our group met and we wished him all the best.
Yes.
Yes, Banda. Tell Raja that's such.
Okay, Benita. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish he could have somebody could have opened a Zoom and come in.
He came once, no?
No, into us today.
Today,
Hey, Maruf, you and Narada in the same place?
Yes. I called Milroy. There was a train strike here, and I couldn't go back to Birmingham, so I asked Narada, and we had a nice lunch. He bought me a lunch, and I came to see him.
So I called Milroy, and I met Milroy 2 days ago. I don't know whether you know Cyril Ernest. All of you know, anyone knows Cyril Ernest? He played cricket for
Yeah, I remember him, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cyril Ernest's wife is Indrani Ernest. They all live in our community here in California. Indrani passed away. She was sick for a while, but then she ultimately passed away from a perforated duodenal ulcer.
Oh.
So there was a funeral on Thursday. And so lots of people came, a lot of old medical school guys came. And so Milroy also came, Milroy and his wife Indramali. And we had not met for a long time. Otherwise, Milroy is about 50 miles from our place and we meet off and on. So then I told Milroy about this meeting. And then yesterday I called Milroy and told the guy, the meeting is at 5 o'clock in the morning. Please wake up. But, he said, I try and put my alarm, but it's difficult for me to wake up and all that. And so I said, anyway, try Majan. And I said, you better give a talk on wellness. He's a wellness guru out here. So, but then he didn't turn up today. But when I went to sleep, I put my alarm for 4:45. Then I went to Maru's thing and found it was at 6 o'clock and not 5 o'clock. So then I put my alarm for 5:45. I'm wondering whether to call Milroy and tell him, because I didn't want him to get up at 4. But anyway, he didn't come. So that's Milroy.
I think you and Banda has to decide which time. It's 1 o'clock.
No, you make it possible for Banda is in the middle of the night. So, let him.
What about the Sri Lankan
But if
group?
it's like
Nobody
Narada says he goes to sleep at 2 o'clock. I go to sleep at about 12:30. So I don't know what time Banda goes to sleep. If he goes at 2 o'clock, it's all right.
It's all right,
yeah. But Benita and Vikramachandran, what time do you guys go to sleep?
No, at about 10:30. I go to 10 about between 10:30 and 11.
It's a waste of time to go to sleep at 10:30. You should always go to sleep
Yeah,
at
but
2
I
o'clock.
get up at about 5:45 in the morning. I am out by 5:45, 5:30. I am up.
The Karunya, duodenal ulcer was diagnosed when she was alive or not?
Sorry?
The duodenal ulcer, Cyril Ernst's wife, the duodenal ulcer was...
It was a funny, she had the wound.
Because that could have been surgically removed.
I know, but it's a funny thing that I don't know all the sequence of events, but she had a wound in the leg. She was working 2 weeks prior to that. And in fact, people had talked to her and she had a wound in the leg. And I don't think they quite identified the ulcer. And then she had sudden acute abdominal pain. And then they found that there was a possibility. They did imaging studies. And actually she went down very rapidly and they were going to operate on her. And Cyril actually told me he was waiting in the operating room for her to bring her down. But she coded twice and passed away rapidly. She was a doctor.
Perforation. But it's due to a bleed, is it, or what?
I don't know the mechanisms and so on.
Yeah, you probably developed peritonitis, I think.
No, but she died rapidly. She died within maybe an hour or two of the very shortly. The Cyril said I was waiting in the emergency room in the operating room for them to bring her down from the ICU for the surgery. Surgeons were there, but she suddenly coded twice for whatever reason.
Cyril is a cardiologist, isn't he?
Cyril is a cardiologist. Still doing a little work.
Superb cricketer, St. Benedict's.
Good cricketer, good man, yeah.
We're from St. Benedict's.
Yeah.
What has happened to Mohanlal?
He's around, I think.
Yeah, he's around.
So Madan, yeah. So thank you, Narada. That was very interesting. Good stuff and very practical stuff.
We can continue the myths for the next one also. Some more myths.
Not next one. Maybe in a little after a few months.
Narada.
That's it, yeah.
Narada, you were seated with the chair.
What time was it supposed to be today?
1 minute, hold on.
Was it 8 o'clock or 7?
Sorry, Vicky, you got cut off. What did you say?
You were
No,
seated
the
temple
talk, I was
in
going
the
to talk
chair.
to Narada
You
because
have a photo of that. Did the
yeah.
police come after you?
and Narada probably remembers me as an intern.
Dayasiri is a good
Yes,
friend
sir.
from Chicago area. And
That is
Dayasiri, you had a question.
Well, the question was that what time this was, because I had a wedding from Sri Lanka at 5 o'clock. I was listening to a wedding. My nephew got married in Sri Lanka to a British girl. They all did, and in Methodist church, you know, and
Malpiti.
yeah, Kolkata. And so I thought at 8 o'clock, as Maharuf has said, and I was trying to recollect friendship with again, I mean, all the old friends. Anyway, I'm here.
Where are you, Dayasiri? Are you in US or in Sri Lanka?
I'm here. I'm here in the US.
Yeah.
I didn't go for the wedding.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just came back.
So you were following it on Zoom, the wedding?
Narada, Narada, you remember me? I'm Jayasri Fernando.
Yes, I know. I can remember.
Yeah, and I said I got to talk to Narada. Then yeah, I came late. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing extraordinary, just all.
No, I think Narada,
yeah.
you are very modest about what you have presented.
I think
You are not putting it up as a scientific thing, but you gave a lot of practical advice. This is what we need. You know, we don't need the biochemistry and the pathophysiology. We need common sense. Yeah, how to live. Sam, you are quiet, Sam.
Yeah.
Tell us the secret of how having good hair.
I didn't want to say something rude because Narada, I think that Theravada Buddhism, I'm a Christian by birth, but I'm a very strong student of Buddhism.
Okay.
And the Buddha is never a god. So all this Vadum and Pudum, you know, going and worshipping and nonsense, total nonsense, like you said. But at the same time, all the human beings need some structure. So the structure that we had a Buddha, we had the Thera, you know, and the teaching Dharma. So this was the Theravada in construction to Mahayana, which says like all these people like Maitri, Avalokitesvara, all these people, you know, they all look down on earth and they become bodhisattvas and they into Tosita and they come down to help us. So my feeling is Theravada is a very beautiful, pure form of Buddhism. And for me, a student of Buddhism, and I love it dearly, and that's why I practice my life like a Buddhist, even though I was born a Christian. So that's what I think it is anyway.
Yeah. No, I was only saying, in Sri Lanka, we are not practicing Buddhism.
No, we are not. We are not.
We are just tamasha people.
We take 5,000 rupees and have a flower basket, and whoever auctions it to 10,000 rupees gets it to give it to the Buddha. What nonsense is that? That's not Buddhism.
Yeah, I think, really speaking, I think most religions, except I think Maru's religion, we don't need buildings. I think even Christianity doesn't need a building.
They now talk of a thing called the monotheistic Hindu religion. Amazing. This crazy guy, our new guy, you know.
I think the phenomenon.
Rama talks about that Ramaswamy. And
Vivek Rama, he's a scoundrel. Don't listen to he's an absolute scoundrel. I mean, the point about he comes to a special class of evil people, but we won't talk about him because we don't want to talk about evil people. But I think coming down to religions, the point is, you know, every religion, whether it's Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, now Hinduism, sadly now Hinduism, it gives a collective identity to folks, and the collective identity becomes a source of power. So the seeking power and exercising power and using religion as a vehicle for that is universal. You know, even if it's not religion and God and or not God like Buddhism, even the communist and all that, how do we have a cohesive ideology, philosophy for groupings to happen? Because we as humans, we live in different society. We are individuals, and then we have our family, then we have our neighbors and our community. And there are circles and circles of things in which we belong. And in each of these circles, you need something to keep us together in that circle. And the state and the government is the largest circle that we work to. And of course, some people are transcended and go to universality. And religion serves as a vehicle for that. And the people who practice it, who want power, use the religion to get power. And then it gets corrupted. Sri Lanka, Buddhism is corrupted. Here, the so-called evangelical Christians are not Christians. They are anything but Christians. Hinduism, which was a tolerant religion, which included all the people and had no one book and ideology to enforce and to weaponize, has now become weaponized. In India, it's in a horrible state.
You know something, Karunian? When you and I went to Sunday school, we both went to Sunday school. You're Methodist, I think I'm Anglican. But anyway.
No, I'm an Anglican.
You're Anglican too, exactly. So the thing is, nobody taught us even for 5% of the time anything about Buddhism or anything about Hinduism. I didn't know a damn thing till I started learning on my own. And when I really started, I mean, I studied Hinduism, my Hindu friends tell me, and very decent discussions. And I think we are all searching for a God, including Buddhism. That's
one statement. The actual origin of our concept of religion is a light. And your shadow will be on the left, shadow will be on the right, depending on which side of the light you are there. It's the same light. I think all of us look at the same light of humanity and human kindness. And that's the central point. We call it God, we call it anything. I call it Allah. But if you stand on the right side, the shadow will be on the right side. That is, say, Buddhism. Or on the left side, it is Hinduism. On the other side is Christianity. It's the knowledge comes from the main light, the origin of the concept. That's my concept of it. I think it's the same.
Ratnalingam, I want to say something about Narada. Narada, I have known you a long time, but I know you better today. You are an ideal primary care doctor with all the knowledge of how to live long.
When you call him primary care, he told so many tertiary cares.
Principal of Ananda College. You were born to a principal of Ananda College.
Yeah, wonderful
my
guy.
older brother was a student at Ananda and entered medical school from Ananda. So I think I know it is from family to family. You are a knowledgeable guy. We are proud of you being part of our Zoom meeting and giving a lecture like that. But now I want to say something about every person. We spoke about every religion. I think I am very happy to say that I was born to two astute parents who were astute Hindus, but they put me in a Christian school, St. John's College, Jaffna. So we started the day with a hymn and some valuable words from a teacher before we went to the classes. So I know all about Christianity, and here in America, I am a board member of the YMCA. So I am not boasting about myself. I think all religions have something about how to be human, and I think our youngest batchmate Maruf has a religion which he really stands by, and I think all we can say is the more we know of each religion, the better as a person we are going to be. I am proud to say that I know a little of all the religion, and that is what I am, a father of 3 children. My daughter will be 49 on the 8th of October, 48 and 44. So we have 3 children and we have 6 grandchildren, all because of all the religions telling us what is the appropriate way of leading your life. So let's all make sure that we get
You
to
are a
know
good
the
example.
people of every religion. And I think, like what Narada said, I think we don't want to talk politics, but the politics in America today is the worst thing which can happen if we don't do something in the next 12 hours. I think we are in a sad state, and I think we had a corrupt leader in 2016, and he wants to come back to power in 1 year. If he comes back, I'm going to the Jaffna, Sri Lanka to die.
Is he going to come back?
Well, we hope not.
I want to say about
Karunya.
Narada. Narada was a wonderful man in med school to our juniors like us. And I'm sure I haven't met him a long time, but I'm sure still a wonderful guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're living in a fantastic area.
That was a good discussion. Thank you. Very good.
Karnian, you
Yeah.
dismissed this step,
Karnian, before you go.
Vivek Ramaswamy. What's wrong with him?
He's a scoundrel. You know who a scoundrel is?
No. I don't agree with you. That is your
Okay,
opinion.
I'll tell you why. So the
That's
question
your
is,
opinion. That's your opinion. You can't measure up to even 1/10 of his thing.
listen.
His IQ
Okay.
is very high. And
His IQ
I
is
have
very,
never seen a politician like him who diagnoses what the issue and then he gives what the solution is. Nobody across the globe has given that.
okay. Vikramasinghe Chandran, okay. You know, I think he's a brilliant guy. He talks up a list. He has done a lot of damage to a certain pharmaceutical industry by he made all this money by age 37 because he touted, he's a salesman and he's selling to you, and he talks very well, he talks things, but he talks absolute nonsense. And I'll give you 5 examples if you listen to me, okay?
Where are you getting your information from?
Because because there is contrary
You don't know
information.
anything about pharmaceuticals. How can you sit on judgment?
I do know a lot about pharmaceutical country. I'm a doctor in this country and I know how it operates, and I know there are scoundrels.
You don't know how they develop the drug, no?
No. Can I tell you my point before you say I'll say. First of all, okay, on the political front, all he's wanting to do is to get attention. And he has got that, he's succeeded. And one of the techniques of getting attention is to say outrageous things, because the newspapers, unfortunately, want coverage. That is how you have all the social media proliferating. They want contrary information and controversies to have coverage. So he does outrageous things, says outrageous things, and gets away with it, okay? And so they cover him. He's saying this because then people read. Now, the latest thing in the last debate, he said a thing called he's going to get rid of birthright citizenship.
Illegal immigrants.
Now the guy will one day say, I'm going to control global warming by cooling the sun. Okay, and people will believe it. Okay. All right. Because
no, I don't think so.
No, but let me tell you.
No.
He can't get rid of birthright citizenship. Okay, because it's in the constitution.
No, it's not.
Can I
the constitution.
No, he quotes the wrong thing. Because you don't know the constitution, I know it.
Others are, Karnian, don't think others are bloody fools. Who are listening are bloody fools.
Listen, that brother is a scoundrel, man.
I don't think so.
Burn. Do you think global warming and petroleum burning is good for the world?
No, he didn't say.
He has said it.
No, what he said.
And the guy says he wants to have affirmative action. He got a George Soros scholarship.
No, he said climate change is true. What you are trying to prevail, that is wrong. The way you are getting it is wrong. That's what all this problem with the people.
So Narada, you said, Buddha said, don't believe everything you hear, right?
Yeah.
So how do we believe in something? Now, Vikramasinghe I don't believe. Why don't you believe me? Why do you believe Vivek Ramachandran and not me?
Because he gives facts. You are not giving any facts.
He's not giving facts. He's giving falsehoods.
He's quoting the constitution. You are not.
But he's telling lies, and you are believing lies.
No, I don't think
so. Bloody
every word he says, Even the drug company develop the drugs, you think they're bloody fools.
He's a bugger who
Carnian,
Alzheimer's drugs.
you're prejudiced. I don't think so. I don't agree with you at all.
On the same subject.
Vicky and Karunian, Patnalingam want to say something. Vicky, you, I'm proud that you are listening to all these things happening in America. But Karunian is right. This guy has a Tamil name. I think I don't like him either. I'm a Tamil guy. And I think he's trying to become the vice presidential candidate by joining the worst.
He's preaching hate.
The whole world. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
And the main content is hate and exclusion. And that's what I don't like. Yeah.
Karnian, why I like him, nobody in the entire globe has given this is what is wrong, this is how we correct it. He has given it on about 10 points. Nobody has done it. Nobody has done it.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people have done it.
Not because
a lot of people have done it. You have not read a lot of people. You listen.
Not because,
a lot of people
not
are
because
given,
he's an Indian or Tamil. I like his audacity. You know, a chap from somewhere. He can take on anybody. If there is questioned about
game the system. He's game the system. He's a very dangerous guy. Hitler was dangerous. Trump was dangerous. This guy, they preach hate. They
like
preach
number
hate.
45. Just like number 45, and you want to be the vice presidential candidate.
No, Lawrence, what is your view about Lawrence?
The one question I'd like to ask Kandaya, do you know about Avoxant Inc? Avoxant Inc. Have you ever heard of it?
No. What is that?
Avoxant, that's his company. That was the dementia drug. That's where he made his money.
His money.
So
tell the story. Tell the story.
Well, it was a fake company, and he had a whole lot of hedge funds into it. It's a long story. It's a complicated financial deal. It's like Trump. You sell something which doesn't exist. So, Kannaya, if you're talking about Veeraswamy, go and look up Avoxant. If you don't know what Avoxant is, then you don't know Veeraswamy.
That is your verdict.
Well, go and check. That's his
You have no knowledge. You have never developed a drug. How do you know what the drug is?
Well,
you have no knowledge of drug.
I'm a researcher. I research dementia.
This is the frightening thing. You know, this fellow Trump came and preached hate. This fellow is now trying to preach more hate. Okay, the country needs healing. You know, he's railing against the immigrants. He's railing against other people. Now, you know, and Vivek Ramaswamy has the same thing. He's got a little bit of a problem because he's got a name called Ramaswamy. So he's going to the Christians and saying, I believe in Christ being the only Son of God. You know, I believe in a God. You know, I am also a God. But fortunately, there are mad
God lives in everybody. He said,
no. All kinds of things.
I believe in Christ.
The bugger says he's against affirmative action. He got a George Soros scholarship to go to Harvard, and he lied about it. And when Lady Hassan, he said he had $750,000 salary when he applied to George Soros scholarship. He said, no, I got that as a bonus in December, but in August I did not know that I had this. I had the money when I
that's true.
Yeah, but then why don't you renounce it? He's a fellow getting $750,000.
Why should he announce it? Did you ask it? He had given an explanation.
No, but he's now against other people. But other people can't get it. He's against affirmative action.
No, it is.
All these fellows who come and
It is given on merit. When you apply, it is given on merit. If you don't get it on merit, you can't say that it's wrong. When you applied for that, it was given on merit.
I'm very impressed that Vivek Ramaswamy has managed to convince a guy like you. It's very impressive and frightening.
I support him not because he's an Indian or thing. I support him because of his audacity and factual thing he gives. I have never seen anybody like
It's not factual, Vivek.
If it's factual,
why is not factual?
Check the facts.
But you don't have enough facts, you know.
It's okay. All I'm asking you is go and read what happened to Avoxant, his company. Go and read from any financial thing, left or right. Just look at its stock share, how it was marketed. the hedge funds behind it. Just go and look at it. I mean, you hold an opinion based on facts. Okay, since you don't seem to know it, please check it out. Look up Avoxent on any Forbes, any one of the major independent financial analysts. That's all I'm asking. Just check it out.
When this chap presented it, so many things were pulled up. What Carnian brought up, that take it at 50,000 or something. This about drugs. You think these chaps are just idiots? Just look it up and wait. They would have brought it up. They didn't bring that up. He explained 6 drugs out of 5 drugs came out, except the drug that he used for Alzheimer's.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
Hitler, what was the difference? Hitler was the fellow who convinced a lot of people, good people. Okay, Trump convinced a lot of good people. This is a phenomenon in life, in democracy.
Anyway, it's a matter of opinion.
But my only thing is, because the point is, a lot of guys, Sri Lankan and others are getting very excited about this fellow.
Not because he's an Indian. I like the way he presents the case. That's why I like it.
You like Suella Braverman, which we have in England. Do you like her? She speaks it out. She really whacks it out.
Every single, you can contest him. You can write a letter to him and give it to him. They'll send your letter back. If you are that this thing, he'll respond to you.
Yeah,
I don't know how to respond to you, but he will respond.
He's desperately trying to get the white votes.
Yeah. No, he said no. If he loses, he is not bothered, but he wants to do it. Yeah, he said, I'm not for anything.
He's undoubtedly an exceptionally bright fellow, undoubtedly a very articulate guy. He's very fast on his feet, and he's very combative in his things. But unfortunately, he tells a lot of lies and fabricates stories.
So. That's the point. It's a matter of opinion anyway. Why should you and I argue on this? But I don't agree with you, Garnia, or with Lawrence.
No, but the Lawrence, what you got to tell us is today Narada said, Buddha said, don't believe anything people say. But the fact is we do believe and we do believe. And why do people get believe? What is the limits of belief against critical thinking? Trump was the same phenomenon, and I've all been curious about it. The fellows who followed Trump, he told absolute lies. I mean, he is a convicted criminal, he fooled people, he had 6 bankruptcies, and yet people believed him. Was it the presentation, his demeanor? What is the thing that makes people believe others? And it's one of the weaknesses of democracy, that good people get pushed to act.
Short answer to your question is, you create a very simple, the world is very complicated and we are baffled and troubled and think bad things are going to happen. So we need some kind of hope. So what you do is you create a story where you as the Messiah is going to heal it all for you. I will do it for you. And you need a bad person like the Jews or the Democrats or the pedophiles. So you create somebody who's a bad person and then you are the good person who's going to save you. And your story is simple. And you have to repeat it in lots of venues. That's what's very clever. They repeat it on the internet and you give the impression of success. Yeah. So a simple story with a bad guy who must be hated and destroyed. You are the good guy, the savior. You don't need any policies. You just need to make promises. And you tie it into religion. Religion is a very important part of this.
Can you expand? Can you expand? 1 minute. Can I ask Lawrence? You are absolutely right, that structure. But can you expand it into a story and something that you can tell us in the next talk?
I'm going to be away in Japan for 2 weeks. I won't have time to do. I'll be distant.
Okay, how about the following talk?
All right. We'll talk about
why do people believe what they believe?
Okay, the rise of fundamentalism. It's not
rise of fundamentalism only, even rise of liberalism. Why do people believe what they believe?
Because we need to make sense of the world. The brain needs to tell a story. And the story needs a bad guy and it needs a good guy. And the good guy has to win by any means possible. So even if you cheat and lie to beat the bad guy, that's fine because You're doing it to defeat evil. That's the simple version. If you want, there's a very good book called Jesus and John Wayne on how the right fingers took over religion.
Sure. A lot of good stories on right wingers, and I read a lot of the literature, the rise of the so-called evangelical, so-called Christian. I personally don't think they are Christians, because Christ's preaching is totally different. Love thy neighbor, love the enemy, and this is just they're weaponizing religion. Weaponization of religion happened in Buddhism in Sri Lanka. Weaponization is happening now. They are taking over Hindu temples and making it the Buddhist temples. Buddhism is weaponized in Sri Lanka. Hinduism is weaponized in Tamil Nadu, in India, and Christianity is weaponized in this country. So getting religious groups to weaponize is a universal phenomenon. It's not confined to one religion or the other.
Well, it's not new. I mean, I'm doing this course on Japan, and he's a historian, and what he shows is how the three different schools of Buddhism was each employed by the shoguns to develop an empire. You need three things for an empire. You need an army, you need a culture, and a part of the culture is religion, and you need the economy. So those are the three elements, and one of them, the weakest of the shoguns who promoted a certain class of Buddhism, did it purely through culture, through religion and culture. He didn't need an army, and that's why he got defeated after a century. So this is not new. It's been going on since mankind, the use of religion and culture.
But anyway, talking of Japan, Lawrence, I've been to Japan 3 times. They are the most courteous, most organized. They go out of the way to show simple courtesy. And when I go there, I think all of us in the other countries have lost something of little. I mean, you go in a train station or somewhere, you stop, you ask. They may not know the language. They go out of the way to be helpful and doing. I mean, it's something that struck me. And I hope, I don't know what your impressions will be. You can come and tell us.
Okay.
Yeah. They wanted to. They came every time.
Okay, so gentlemen, now Vikramasandran, will you give a talk next time on politics or something like that, or someone else? Or Lawrence, Lawrence can do it next time. Narada, thank you.
That's my pleasure. Okay.
Sam,
the meeting.
I have to go. Okay.
When is the next meeting, please? Karanian.
Maruf, shall we make it 2 months or 1 month, or when, Maruf?
1 month, no problem.
But
who will talk?
You.
Who?
You.
Give a talk on what? Can we? What is the interesting subject?
What is the interesting subject? The world as it is. No need of what was done today is a very.
Nilani has not talked today.
Why not? Why not? I've been listening in drips and drabs. Something is wrong with my iPhone. You heard me?
Yeah. How are you doing, Nilani?
Not too good, Karunian. I have problems with my eye now. And I may want to run to Sri Lanka and for 1 month. I want to go at the end of October.
Sam.
Yes.
Can you talk about
supplements? A short one.
Not really. I have to give it a little thought. But maybe we could discuss something like the world in the future. What kind of a world will our grandchildren live in? Is something that it's not a talk, but it could be a discussion.
That's right. You will be the leading person in that discussion. Can you?
I don't know whether I could.
Why, Sam? Why not?
You could. No, not really. I can't. I will take part in the discussion because that is something that we all worry about.
I think we should ask Vikramachandran.
Microplastic.
But he's gone.
People are going to young people of today.
You get upset with my. I'll have to call Vikramachandran in the middle of that. I'll call him tomorrow.
No. He realized that it was nothing worth talking like that.
No. Vikramachandran is upset. It's just just a discussion. It's only that's all, and forget about it. We shouldn't get about these things.
But actually, I'm amazed at the number of people who are impressed by this fellow. But he's a scoundrel, He lies, he cheats, and he just spouts out like Trump. Tells a lie without.
But all politicians are the same, no?
Yeah,
no, they are different.
We are honest politicians. All are rogues.
No.
The only politician in the world is the Prime Minister of Singapore, former Prime Minister of Singapore.
The
honest politician that I can think of. In fact, when we visited Singapore in 1963, his father was working at a Sri Lankan jeweler shop.
That's right. I met the guy, yeah.
Yeah, BP De Silva's, he was working there, and I met him. He was Lee Kuan Yew's father. He was quite happy for his father to work as a salesman. He's the only politician that I respect in this world.
A statesman, actually.
Real statesman, absolutely.
Politician is a corrupted word. I think the next meeting can be held on the 28th
of
October. And we can talk about the world that will be the future.
One thing you have to remember is our time is going back. The British government.
I'll make sure of that timing.
So whether it's okay for Banda and people like
that. Can we get Saro to give a talk on meditation?
That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
So can you organize?
Oh, but Jayasri, can you give a talk? You are a very erudite.
I'm way down below your intellect.
No, it's not
No, don't say that.
I can, but I that will be presumptuous, So I'll do it sometime.
But these friendly chats, no, you don't have to prepare anything.
But there are lots of senior people that like you.
No. I wish we can get a few more people. One of the things that I like to do is, there is this whole renal disease in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
What is the cause? What are they doing? I mean, it's a terrible tragedy. Yes. But someone who knows anything about it, I'm just curious to find out.
Renal disease.
I can try to get my nephew to give a call.
He's working there?
Nephew, I mean, he writes all the time against people.
He's a young guy who wants to talk.
Very smart.
Yeah,
and,
can he give a little talk about it?
He can give a talk about the people living in Sri Lanka. He has a good knowledge about this stuff.
Who is that?
Yes, in a lecture.
Doctor.
Jayasri, you can talk to him and tell Karunian.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Schedule it for the 28th of October.
Yeah. I will. No, I don't think I talk that quickly because he's going to be giving a lecture in South Korea. He told me at that time. But sometime in the future, I'll tell him.
Yeah, sure. So, Karunian, you can put that in the list.
No, we'll work on that.
And
Karunian, you taught us so much when we were. So you're so much stuff,
No.
Please respect your hello a lot, just like
No. Thank you. But yeah, let's figure out. But let's have a family going. I think even this discussion, politics and so on, is good. It's.
I don't think you should discuss politics. Example,
I don't think so. I think we should.
Not politics.
Example, Ramaswamy, we got to be damn proud. You know what? We got to be proud as South Asians. See the way he talks. And we all want to talk like that. And we talk well. I mean, there are Americans, like my boss, my chief used to tell us, how the hell do you guys talk? He said, we're from Sri Lanka. We talk well. But the thing is, Ramaswamy is amazing. He's better than anybody I've heard recently.
No, Jasari, communication is one. Hitler spoke very well.
Spoke very well. I mean,
so that is, but the content of the character.
Oh, he won't be the president. Don't even worry.
No, he's not being a president, but he's putting so much hate. See, one of the problems in our community, in our thing, is politics to be getting votes. You got to, as Lawrence said, you have to have someone else. You want to
just like.
But I tell you, especially
I know
immigrants are hated in this country, and we are all immigrants.
Every politician, that's Trump, that's Biden, that's
whom has Biden spouted hate?
Sinhalese politician, the Tamil politician.
No. But the point I'm making is, so you don't support such a politician, especially the immigrants.
Okay? I will support him as a gentleman and an honorable man. But what the hell do you want a guy like that as our president? Seriously.
But why not? He's been the most effective president. I mean, look at the legislative accomplishment.
But you think he can even finish the second presidency?
No, you don't know that. You don't know that. There are lots of Mahathir became president, won an election in 94 years of age. But what a point is, in terms of accomplishment, go and look go over the noise to the facts. What Biden has accomplished in these 3 years.
What about a governor? What about a governor of California? Wonderful.
No, he's a wonderful guy. I love him. But that's not the point. I'm talking of Biden.
I know.
Biden's accomplishment legislatively is amazing. As he said in one of his speech, that other guy, Trump, talked about infrastructure. This guy's got it done. He's got.
But
we have to go beyond. See, I'm 81. I don't think consider myself old.
Yeah,
it's all in the look at Narada, how handsome he's looking.
Thank you.
and why can't an 85-year-old fellow?
Karunean, look at the I came here. I came with Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was one of the most honorable people.
I'll be 83 very soon. Okay, shall we call it a day?
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, Narada. That was good one.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Narada. That is very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Maru.
Karunean, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks.
So you keep in touch within this week.
Karunean, I'll give you a call sometime.
Yeah. But get your nephew to talk.
Did you know that Indrani used to live 3 houses
For the end of the year, we'll have at least 2 meetings.
Did you know that she had passed away?
I know. I saw that thing from the guy.
I went for the. I
want to call Cyril. He was in the hospital.
You have the number? Yeah, call him.
That's what I want to get the number, Karunean.
I'll give it to you before you go now.
Also your number, and also if you can get Banda's number.
Banda's number is important.
Maru, just make sure that I have your number.
My number here is 217.
Yeah, but that's good. Only let me write it down.
217-994-4751. And I was going to call you to wish you your nephew who became the mayor of
you knew that.
Kumu Fernando, my friend.
Yeah, my grandnephew is going to be the mayor of Hartford.
I know. Hartford,
yeah.
So I'll be talking to you. Give me a call sometime.
He's a nice guy. Oh, you are in the Kumu's list, yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm very proud of him. Huh? He's into electoral politics. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll send you Cyril's
number.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave now. Thanks very much, everybody. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Narada.
Thank you, everyone.